Hello, hello. Sorry we're a few minutes late. It's all my fault, but we are here. My lenses are fogging up because I was literally running around trying to take care of things. So I'm trying to cool down. I need to get my Beyonce fan blowing that I usually use.
You're like way too much adrenaline to bead, right? You don't need
Oh
all
my
that
gosh,
adrenaline.
seriously. I'm looking forward to this hour to try to decompress just from the last 10 minutes of my life. I hope all of you can decompress with us. We've got Cassandra Spicer here. You can see my lovely and beautiful colleague, Kristen Fagan, also joining us because we really weren't sure if I was going to make it on time today. And then she decided to just go ahead and hang out anyway to give some support. So you've got 3 for the price of 1. And we are opening the specialty design kit, but I also have a ton of beautiful beads that Cassandra sent me. Cassandra, you loaded up. I was so excited when I opened my package. There's so many good things in here. You guys are going to love what she sent me. And the color choice is scrumptious. I don't know. Did you get to see it, Kristen?
I saw it because I did put the pictures on for the stream for the thumbnail, and they were really, really pretty. Perfectly
So pretty.
spring.
And I feel like they will marry so well with the specialty design kit because specialty is so neutral. And then this can be like a blast of color, just kind of showing you how you can take like one color palette and add another and make a whole new thing. So really exciting. It's everybody. Becky says it's Kristen and Sarah and Cassandra. Oh, it's true. I don't know if you guys noticed, but Kristen set up a giveaway down at the bottom, #specialty. We will give away one of our design kits at the very end of the video, but you must be here to win. So stick around all the way through, and we will happily give somebody something special. How are you today, Cassandra?
I'm good. Thanks, Sarah and Kristen. It's so good to see you guys. I miss you.
Okay, give us the news on the move. How far along are you? What are you expecting to happen?
So I was talking to my current neighbor in our leased space today, and we were joking that we're at the point where I no longer can consider backing out. Like too much is moved to be like, oh, never mind. This is too much. I'm not going to do this now.
Yeah.
But
you're all in now.
All in. Yeah. But we have paint going up on the walls maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow in the new space.
I'm so curious.
I did a very, very white neutral that has a little bit of a blush undertone because the slat wall is a wood color. So there's slat wall board up in the space already. And I figured I would work around that a little bit. But
you own every inch of it.
Every inch, including all the rotten plumbing we had to replace last week.
No. Did you find that in the inspection and know that was going to happen? Or was that a surprise after?
So no.
I love all your facial expressions today. Are
so much. I'm going to try to give the absolute shortest version possible. We were supposed to have power on like January 9th. And that would have still been after inspections, but we did not get power until 2 weeks ago.
So like 2 months later?
Yeah.
And that was after the inspection? You didn't know that it was
Oh, yeah. The inspection was, long before any of that. So we knew we'd probably come across some things, but we thought we'd have longer to work on it. And we have to be out of our lease space on March 16th. So it's fine. We are very lucky because my husband, Chris, is a real estate agent and he has like flipped some houses, done a lot of this kind of work. So we know lots of people that thank goodness are able to jump in. Because if we were like regular people looking for contractors or electricians or plumbers, we would be waiting a week or 2 for them to put us on their calendar minimum. So yeah we're lucky. But yeah, it's been a whole process. And I think everything is functioning. The furnace needs some work, but it's like work to make it more efficient, not work to make it function. So
that's good.
We're really close now. So I think this weekend
you're fully in on the 16th.
Yep, we're gonna probably start moving merchandise in this weekend. So.
Ooh, wow. That's when it's going to really feel real when all of that goes in.
And then when do you open?
I didn't set a date, and I refuse to do that until at this point
I'm it's stressful. You're like, I have to meet this deadline. Then all these things happen.
Exactly.
And then you have to explain to everyone why you can't meet that deadline.
Yeah. If we had power back in the beginning of January when we thought we would, I would have probably set a date not long after that, but I'm just going to keep it kind of fluid until we get a little further along and I can see what it's going to take for me to get stuff back out and looking just presentable to an extent.
It's nice to do like
doing beading.
What was the beginning?
When is the last time you were beading?
Oh, like hanging out beading? I did actually sit down yesterday for maybe about an hour just to there's times where I can't do anything but sit for a minute because my back gets really sore from the types of movement. Even though we haven't moved things into the new retail space, we've moved about 43 industrial shelves worth of beads into our basement because we had an entire storage unit in the same building that is no longer going to be part of like our retail space. So that's all in our home basement.
I think I know whose beads those are.
Some of them,
he was there to help.
Yes. Oh, thank goodness for our friend. He did come and hang out and assist with a lot of that. So
nice. I'm sorry. What were you going to ask, Kristen, before I interrupted?
Good question. Squirrel. I don't know.
Okay. Well, we'll come back to you.
We'll come back. If it comes back up.
You didn't know she was doing a live video.
Yes. I know what it was. I was saying how I feel like soft openings are really nice. And if you did something where you kind of had a soft opening and then you plan more of a grand opening once you get get yourself kind of situated.
We're so aligned because that's exactly our space is like relatively small as far as the square footage. And we have a nice little parking lot area right next to it and green space in front and between us and the road. So I'm kind of thinking like all along, I was planning on doing just more of like okay, we're open for business again, but then have like a grand opening in the like spring or summer.
That sounds so lovely that you have a little grass area in front.
A food truck.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like where your head's at, sir.
Yeah. That's a great idea.
Tacos and wine food truck.
Yeah. Tacos and margaritas, something along those lines. Please come.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds so fun. All right. Well, I'm going to shoot down to our bead tables. Let me add those in. And why don't we go to mine first so I can open up all these pretty beads.
Perfect.
We find it. There we are.
Welcome, and I love what you did with your necklace and the special.
Oh, it turned out so pretty.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I really like how it turned out. And it was a collaboration because those who were watching were giving me fun ideas as I went. And I think it turned out really, really nice. Kind of the best part of beading live is you can get all this really fun interaction where people are giving you suggestions that you might not think of on your own. And then you're like, oh yeah, that would be cool. Like I think Rosanna had said something about the braiding. Someone else had said to do a 3-strand. So it all kind of came together really nicely. So this is what I made last week from our specialty design kit, which I had sent to Cassandra. She has this, I'm sure, on her bead table as well. You may have also seen Kristen made a really cool ring on Monday using one of these beautiful roses.
Oh, I made a pendant.
Was it a pendant?
Yeah.
I had ring in my head. I guess because it's a ring of
It's a ring of rolla beads around
Yeah,
it.
in a pendant with diamond glaze. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. I was just admiring it today. And then I'm going to use those same specialty beads, but I'm going to bring in some really fabulous stuff from Cassandra that I just opened out of a box from her. What can you tell us about these beads, Cassandra?
So I believe I sent you most, if not all, of the so the seed beads and then the 2-hole beads are part of our subscription options that we have. And then what you're looking at right now are some of the add-on beads that people can order. This is the February shipment, which is already gone out, but people can still purchase those under the 2024 past subscription tab under the curated collection. So there you've got the 2-hole bead subscription there in your hand. Some raspberry colored ginkgo beads and
Raspberry.
Ooh, that's a pretty color.
And then the studs or the pyramid beads.
I love those.
Those will match your the piggy beads so good.
That's what I was just thinking. I'm in on those.
And those daggers have been super popular. I've had quite a few orders for those after the subscriptions went out, and I put those
Beautiful daggers.
And that sapphire like opal color tile bead is really pretty too there.
So these were the subscription box. These were the add-ons. And then what is this beautiful? This was the one that really caught my eye.
So those are more of the add-ons. So we usually do 2 add-ons every month. We do a fire polish and then a pressed glass. So I think yours kind of got mixed together a little bit, but there's a handful of the fire polish strands there, and then that square shaped bead was part of that pressed glass. And the add-ons, when people order them, come in the full strands. So like those ones that are loose on your tray right now are like just parts of the strands that I had a few that I worked with too.
So pretty.
I know that chonky
love those.
one is so good.
And then this one. Wow.
So yeah.
When I looked at this bag, I was like, whoa, I love those like juicy colors.
Aw, thanks, Becky. She says it's one of her favorite subscriptions.
A little bit of like a berry mix or something.
Yeah. I just wanted something very springy that people could, it was the subscriptions go out like the 14th through the 18th every month. So it was a little late for anything to do with Valentine's Day, but I was kind of still inspired by like a romantic sort of color scheme. And then, definitely leading into spring too. And then the seed beads you're looking at are the subscription for the seed beads. And we started this year doing something different. So we're doing 4 different sizes, and people get 2 tubes of size 15s and then 2 bags each of a size 11, a size 8, and a size 6.
Who's loving this peachy color?
Ah, so good.
Right on trend. And then this raspberry. I just love the raspberry and the peach together. Those are so good.
So that's really pretty.
I picked out these colors based on the 2-hole beads. I was shopping for those while we were in the Czech Republic last fall. And I had inspiration boards on my Pinterest page that I was using to choose the colors for those. And then everything else is based off of those sets.
Oh my gosh. So pretty. They turned out really great. I can't wait to dig in and make something for sure. Before I go too far, I just wanted to mention, because my coworkers did a ton of work today to add a pile. And by pile, I mean, I can't even look underneath it all.
Oh, you're putting my
the new beads.
St. Patrick's things to shame. That's awesome.
Isn't that gorgeous? Look at all those green beads. Oh
and you know how Kristen loves green beads, so this is like her favorite day.
I was really loving all of the new green beads that went up. Those are the ones you're holding right now, Sarah, the dark green, the little flowers on them. Oh my gosh, they're so cute.
Yeah. So you can check all of those out at softflexcompany.com. I believe they're up for sale now. Is that right, Kristen?
They are. Our sale is the Lucky Clover sale we're having. It's 20% off, and it's everything in our holidays category, which includes all of these new green beads.
Nobody's getting pinched around these parts.
No, not at Softflex Company. Let's go to your bead table and see what you have going on today.
Look at my chaos here. See, it looks like I'm a little fuzzy for some reason, but
there it goes.
All right, awesome. So I've got my gorgeous specialty kit sitting out here, and I am just so inspired by it. I hope I can work in this pendant that you guys included in that, because I love that so much. But the colors, like you said, are so nice and neutral. And I actually pulled out, I also have my January subscription colors, or at least a ton of them here, because these were all from the January sets, and I thought they looked so good with the specialty kit. When I got that in the mail, I had to like play with those ideas. So those are what I'm going to be messing around with. But that's the same kind of mix of, there's the fire polish, the 2-hole, some of the 2-hole beads, and then a bunch of the seed beads too.
Everybody needs an Aunt Susie that stops by your live video to tell you she loves you.
Oh, everybody does need an Aunt Susie.
I love you too.
I have several Aunt
Susies
that are not related to me that are like friends and customers from the bead store.
Oh, that's nice. Everyone needs an Aunt Susie.
Definitely. I have no idea what I'm going to make, Sarah. Do you know what you're going to make?
No.
Okay.
Nope, I don't. But I can go over here and start something while you're thinking about it, okay?
Either that, or I don't mind either way. I just, I was sitting here like, I think I'm having like an overload, because I think there are so many good options.
There's so many good options between these two sections of things. I'm also feeling I'm really called to use these little, I've always loved these. I don't get to use them very often. They're just cool.
Yeah.
I'm so curious, like, can these things go together? Let's see.
Time to experiment.
I have faith in you, Sarah. I think you can do it.
And this pinko go, because I love this metallic-y, like raspberry color too.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got seed beads, so it seems like I should be able to marry those things together somehow.
Yeah, definitely. I've used them together before, and as long as you put a bead or two between, just to make sure that they've got some space to connect properly.
Yeah, I wonder if I can get away with this bigger sized bead. Let's give it a try.
Yeah, it's so nice having the multiple sizes of seed beads and the subscriptions now, because it really kind of gives you more options to work with.
It's helpful. It's totally helpful.
Oh, that's really nice. I didn't realize that you started doing that, Cassandra.
Yeah, I was telling somebody today, I think about 18 months of just the size 11 seed bead subscriptions. And so there were 8 colors of just that size every month. And I was worried I was going to run out of seed beads to work with.
Right? You're like, I've used every color. What are we going to do now?
Felt like it was getting close to that. So yeah, I started including the other sizes, and it's been awesome. I'm so happy.
That's cool. Okay, I don't remember, but I think I still had my finding. Oh no, I used it on that last one. So I'm going to have to scrounge up a clasp here, but that shouldn't be a problem. Let's see what I got in this magic bin. Let's see, what color would go well with the white and raspberry and blue?
I feel like either silver or the hematite, depending on how many of the darker colors.
Oh, that could be really pretty. I also have like this like kind of antique brass color. That could be kind of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see what else I have in here. Yeah, I do have one of these. I don't know if this will be too big, probably. I'm running out of my tiara cast. What will I
know? It's getting to be a little bit dire of a situation.
What do I do?
I think we all cross ourselves and like mourn their loss every time we Use it.
Oh my gosh, Kirsten cannot get going fast enough.
Yeah,
I will
right?
say I do have a handful of ones that I'm going to send back to the office so that some of our lovely customers can pick them up. So I have a little bag of goodies here that I'm just waiting for me to get to the mail. I'm not very good at getting to the mailbox.
Like, there is no way I'm sending anything back. Good for you, Kristen.
I know. At first I wasn't going to, but you know how I get. I get like, there's too much stuff.
Yeah. I know. I have the too much stuff phase right now, like especially with like homeschool stuff and beading stuff, and like the kids, like they never ever get rid of any toys. Like never ever. I'm not even kidding.
They're always like, nope, we'll keep that. Nope, we'll keep that one
I've been able
too.
to get rid of like a small box of baby toys once, I think. So, and it's just gotten worse since I have no time to like go through clothes or toys or anything.
There's definitely seasons for purging, and
it is not that season right now.
It's not that season, exactly.
I will gladly accept that's just the truth of the matter.
I 100% go through major phases of throwing like lots of things out, which happens to be a current situation. And then time frames where I feel like I'm holding on to every single thing in my possession with like a grip.
Oh my gosh. I'm trying to decide how exactly I want to get this started. So bear with me. I attached in the center of my wire with a 2x2 millimeter crimp tube. And I just did a lobster clasp to keep it simple. I liked the idea of the black metal that Cassandra had, so I went with that. And now I'm going to kind of split my wires. I might want to go with a smaller seed bead first to split a little more closely. And look, she's got one that matches it.
Ta-da!
Why not?
Amazing.
Since I have it right here. And live it up a little bit.
Use all the beads.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad that the move is going along and it's going to come to an end, you know, and not one way or another.
There is an end in sight, and I think that's helping me to like push through the last, couple weeks of it for sure.
Yeah, and it's going to be great. It's going to be great when you get settled in. You're going to feel so good and at home, and it's just nice, like owning the space that you have your business in.
Yeah,
special.
I think it's really special, and I know a lot of businesses that exist for a long time, and I mean we've been open for 11 years, so that's no short period either. But I feel very fortunate to be in this position where we get to do this now, because it does feel very different, even just preparing the space, knowing that it's ours versus just, temporary. Ooh, look at that.
Oh, that looks really good.
I need one more little, I think, to make it feel.
Sarah's going to be over there with like a finished piece of jewelry, and I'm just going to be sitting admiring the beads on my tray.
I'm sure you can come up with something.
I do love my color palette, but that's about
it's a really good color palette.
I like
these
Sometimes
colors.
that's all we need, right? Is a little admiration of our beads.
It is almost its own hobby, isn't it?
Yeah. I think 3 works a little better. So I'm going to go with that. And then I'm going to start with a darker color. Well, now that I have these little ones out, maybe I'll adds a little bit of texture if you can use the 2 different sizes. So I'll do the small and then the big and then the small, and then we'll try one of these pyramids. What are these pointy ones called again?
So they're either pyramids or studs. Both terms are used. And then I have a customer who calls them studly beads.
That's cute.
I love it.
Yes, it's a lot easier to say that. I don't know, the word stud is, I think because it ends in a D, it's hard for me to enunciate at least.
Stud beads. I'm making another pendant with just like I did on Monday. Because something interesting happened on Monday. My diamond glaze turned blue. And so I know that never happened before.
Were you using a blue bead?
No. And I've been doing some experiments to try and figure out why. I think I figured out why, but I'm going to try it in the silver bezel to see if it does the same thing or not. But I have a feeling it reacted with the copper bezel.
Or what? Oh, the bezel?
Yeah. I feel like it might have reacted with a copper. So I'm very curious to see what happens on the silver, because this didn't happen on any of the silver ones we did. And now I'm just going to try and use the same beads in the same way on the silver and see if it's fine. And if it's the copper that it just sort of had a little chemical reaction with or something.
Huh.
Fingers crossed.
I didn't notice it turned blue.
It actually looks really pretty. I don't mind it because it's like it's kind of
do that more often.
Yeah, I was like, how the heck did that happen? And then I thought maybe the roller bead or maybe the other bead, the cabochon, had something in it that made it blue. But I tested the roller bead on its own on just like a piece of something else, and it was fine. Yeah, so interesting. But it's a pretty like robin's egg kind of blue. So it feels kind of vintage, which matches the pendant style. So I think it worked out just fine. But I'm just curious to see what happens with the silver and if it's clear.
Yeah.
Well, sounds like a great experiment.
It is. We don't always have as much time to do things like that, right? But for this one this week, I was just like, I need to know why.
And so does everybody else now.
And so does everybody else.
Yeah,
exactly.
Now inquiring minds definitely want to know.
Well, welcome to all our friends out there watching. Thank you for being here. If we didn't make it clear at the beginning, Cassandra is the owner of Beads to Live By, which is a brick and mortar bead store in Michigan. It's currently closed because she's moving, but their website, I assume, is still open and operating.
Yes, that is correct.
And and so she is our guest today, and then you can find many of the things from Softflex Company on our website too, which is softflexcompany.com.
Thank you so much for having me, Sarah. It's funny. We all are like such good friends. We just started chit-chatting and like went right into it, didn't we?
We did.
I have never met Cassandra in person, which kind of blows my mind, because I think of you as being like one of my very good friends at this point. I really, really admire your business and just the way that you carry yourself in life. So I'm glad we've been able to become internet friends.
Oh man, I'm glad that you aren't on our faces right now with the camera, because I'm getting all verklempt over here. I feel the same way about you guys. Thank you so much for being around. You know, I think we've talked about this before, but there were lots of horrible things that came out of the last few years with COVID and such. And one thing that really like shines through for me are the positives of getting to know people I probably never would have really gotten to know as well if it wasn't for that. And you guys are on that short list for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, we had to band together in like a new and different way as a beading community.
Absolutely.
And it's it's opened a lot of opportunity to make new friends that don't live nearby. but I've really enjoyed our friendship over the last couple years. So thank you for coming.
Ditto. Well, I was wondering earlier, maybe this is a good time to ask, speaking of our friendship, how are the cookie sales going?
Oh, that's a good question. That's not what I was expecting.
Because I definitely partook and am already dwindling away at my stash.
Yes, they're a little slow this year because the girls aren't selling in person. They've had to only do digital sales. So we really appreciate anybody who has ordered digitally. I think there's only 2 weeks left, but I just could not even fathom. I'm going to come to your bead table, Cassandra, and see what you're doing. I could not even fathom dropping off cookie orders this year with the situation that we have going on in our family.
I just can't fathom that in general, let alone like, you have way too much going on to even think about that. And it surprises me there's not more people taking advantage of the digital option, because that seems way too easy just to add some cookies to your cart and, go way overboard.
I know, yeah. I think it's the idea of paying shipping when you can find Girl Scouts just about anywhere this time of year and buy them just directly.
Oh, goodness.
But they're fine. My kids have become so resilient. Like some days they're frustrated with things, but most days they just make the best of life, and they have smiles on their faces, and they're playing Harry Potter or doing their work, and it's they've just learned how to kind of get with it. Like, we can't do everything anymore at this point.
Wow. That's really impressive of them. And I think, it's not all about the total volume and things like that sometimes, as like the little things that you guys are getting out of that experience. So hopefully it's a positive one overall.
Yeah, and I've just been so grateful. I mean, this is our 5th year of Girl Scouts, and we have been in a troop since the beginning, the same troop. And it's a lot of working moms, and nobody cares so much about cookie sales. Some troops are really intense.
So that's kind of nice too. Yeah.
So the other moms, like, they don't care if I don't sell any cookies. Like, they're fine. We do everybody does their best, whatever's happening that year. And we give each other a lot of grace, so that's nice too. There isn't like a lot of pressure.
Good.
Something that just wouldn't even be possible for me right now. But thank you for buying cookies. The girls are really excited that they at least have gotten some axolotl socks out of it.
To be honest, I was definitely not looking for any praise as much as I was maybe hoping to like get the girls a couple more sales perhaps.
Remind everyone that cookies are still available.
A travel cup if you.
That's the salesperson in me, I think.
Yeah, well, that's very sweet of you. Girl Scouts is so lovely. They've learned so many things there. And like I said, we've just got such a nice troop. All the troop moms have been chipping in to take the girls to the meetings so that I don't have to worry about it. And since we've been together for so long, we've done things like camping trips and ice skating and like everything you can imagine. It's been a nice little support system.
That is fantastic. I was a Girl Scout, and my mom was actually a troop leader too, for my troop. And I think that there's a lot of fantastically positive things in that organization. So it's so nice that you guys get to participate in that.
Yeah. I see a lot of people asking for the link now, so I'm going to let's see.
Thomas, are you able to go grab it?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, goodness.
There's 2 little girls that would be very appreciative. I can tell you that much. I'm always amazed when I hear like people are selling like thousands of boxes. I'm like, what are these doing? I just can't even imagine.
That's a lot of cookies.
That's a lot of cookies.
Yeah, it is.
Cookies. Okay, let me see where I have that link here.
So just so I'm not like completely missing out on my opportunity to share what I'm doing, since I am just over here thinking about Thin Mints now.
The important things in life, right?
It is one of the most important things in life. I have got 2 wires going through that gorgeous, oh shoot, what's the color? The bone color from the specialty kit. And I decided that the 2-hole beads are the perfect opportunity to be able to, with one strand, do a lot of the beads like covering that strand, and then that keeps the second strand connected. And I'm going to float some beads between some of the 2-hole connections there. So
Pretty.
Aww.
I love when the beads
That
are
looks so pretty. I love how delicate that's feeling.
thank you. I might make like a 3rd strand that's separate to like, my problem is that there are just too many darn beads in these sets that I want to use together. So I'm going to have to like really work to like fit them mostly into like this project, I think.
What are your favorite Girl Scout cookies, you two?
Oh, I'm with Evelyn. I am Samoa's all day long.
Now you have to remind me which one those are, because they've changed the names since
They're like chocolatey coconut goodness.
coconut. Okay. Yep.
Yeah,
So,
the coconut caramel chocolate, and they've been around like forever. So
Evelyn did this video just on Samoa's, and it was hysterical. She was like, they're like chocolatey coconut in a donut shape.
donut shape.
there is something special about the shape. I agree.
Oh,
I don't know why.
They definitely tried to sell digitally, which was good. She saved a ton of pictures to my phone to like, so I could post regularly.
Right. They're getting little like little marketing, social media marketing.
It's supposed to be part of it, you know, is giving an entrepreneurial spirit to girls.
Right. Right.
So, and that's always been one of my biggest beefs with Girl Scout cookies too, is it ends up being so much the parents doing it.
Well, and I didn't want to throw anybody under the bus, but when you're talking about people selling thousands of them, that's what I was thinking. Is like, I'm sorry, there are no 8-year-olds running around selling thousands of cookies by themselves.
Are you?
My kids, like, they make flyers, like they usually have a cookie booth at our house, like that they're running, and I try to sign them up mostly for the cookie booths because I feel like that's their time to like actually sell something themselves, and not just be me doing it. And this year I was like, you really have to help me with the post and like explain what you want to do, you know, so that they're thinking about it as their own little business and it's not just mommy's cookie business. Because mama doesn't need a cookie business. Mama's got enough businesses.
Mama's got enough to sort out. So is your favorite cookie the Thin Mint, Cassandra? Because you mentioned that one.
Like, I noticed you talked about a Thin Mint. It is definitely on the top of the list. That Samoa is another one I love, but it's a little rich. Like I don't always, or I can't always consume many of them, which I think is my favorite thing about the Thin Mints is that I can like pop a large handful one right after the other, like a potato chip. Oh my goodness. And not even notice, which is maybe not a good thing at all. So
oh my gosh. It's the best thing.
Yes.
Right.
Or it is the best thing. Exactly.
I do have to say it was also very nice this year not to have an unlimited supply of Girl Scout cookies in my house.
Oh, good grief.
Oh, that's made a big difference. Yeah, they're just always there.
I don't think I would have done very well.
I know Hudson sells chocolates every year for his school, and that's always difficult because it's like one box you sell, one box we buy, one box you sell. One box.
Oh my gosh. So hard. So hard. I'm like, we did one big order. I did a mail order. And then there is going to be a day, March 12th, when it's $6 shipping for 12 boxes. So it's a lot of boxes, but you can freeze them. Especially the big ones are great frozen.
Oh, they are. Yeah.
We'll do one more big order for our family. And then put some away for later. But
you know, the other ones I really love are those. It's the peanut butter with the
do-si doughs.
The do-si-dos.
The do-si.
Yeah. You know what I fell in love with that I didn't know I would like so much is the s'mores.
Ooh.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I would have never guessed, but they're kind of like almost like a white Oreo.
Oh,
really good.
We're
They're not
also
getting, like the acclaim that they deserve.
Right. We're also really big fans of the lemon ones, those little lemon ups. Or
you know what? When Evelyn was doing her video, she was talking a different video. She was talking about each flavor, and her selling point for the lemon ups is that they're the biggest of the Girl Scouts. For like an extra big cookie.
That's the one for you.
Oh my goodness, that is so
that all on your own. I was like, what?
That's cute.
Too funny.
We really like the Savannah Smiles we had one year, but I don't think they're on this side of the country. I think they're something that happens.
What flavor are they?
They're lemon, but they're coated in powdered sugar.
Oh,
they're delicious. But I feel like we had them in Arizona one year, but I think they're mostly on the East Coast.
Sue says 12 boxes would last a week for me.
Yeah.
In our house, probably the same, Sue. Probably the same. I see everybody's favorite ones are being listed.
I think we've pretty much just determined that all Girl Scout cookies are delicious based on our conversation.
Yeah, they're pretty much all good. Yeah.
They are. And it's nice. Like you're supporting girls getting out and doing like a lot of really fun, special activities.
Exactly.
And just having like a sister spirit, which is really special.
Definitely.
Lynn is saying, yep, she only saw those Savannahs one year and they were great. Yeah, they were my husband's favorite. And he was so disappointed that they like never returned because they were really, really good.
Good. I know they did the raspberry rallies last year and they like had to ration them and then they never came back this year.
That is so bizarre. If it's so popular, it seems like they would get, second round.
They were having like a hard time making them or something, I think is what it ended up being.
Right. So they were like, that was a bit much. You know what? Those powdered sugar ones probably make a huge mess. They were like, okay, we're not doing that again.
Oh, goodness. So everyone knows why I'm like redoing the one side of my necklace. I think leaving the bottom strand bare was a design flaw. So I'm flipping it and doing the top strand with less beads to see if that helps things set a little bit better.
Nice.
Yeah. Let me flip back over here while you're working on that. And we'll see how this bracelet's coming together.
Oh, you're so fast.
Oh my gosh, look at all of that. I can't believe you did that. I can't believe you did all of that.
I might add something else, like another strand to it. I haven't quite decided. But I didn't end up using any specialty beads. I
was noticing that.
I was like, nope, I'm all in on Cassandra's beads.
Aw, well, and the specialty beads have had a chance, like you've had a chance to play with them already. So.
Right, it's true. Yes. It can be hard to bounce around. I got just too excited about what was on my new basket. to mix it with my week-old basket.
The shiny new beads took you away from your little stash
Yeah,
there. They're sad now.
Yes, totally. It's kind of an interesting pattern because I wanted to have that space for the ginkgo bead. But then I didn't find that I liked that space between these two beads. So it ended up being this sort of a pattern, which is fun. I like
It's like
it.
an asymmetrical thing. I love it.
Yeah, it's coming out pretty good. I definitely can see myself wearing that a lot.
Good. Well, those colors, when we scheduled the date, I was like, oh, well, I need to send Sarah a bunch of these colors because they seem like they're right up her alley.
They are, for sure. Yeah, I love like dark, saturated, beautiful colors. I mean, who doesn't, right? I think anybody would love these colors, to tell you the truth.
I try hard, month to month, I try to switch up the types of colors that I include, but then I also try within each month to give a variety of there's like brighter and lighter and pastels, and then there's like deeper and metallics. And that way, it helps get some people out of their comfort zone, maybe a little bit with their color choices, but it also gives, enough variety so that there's like a little something for everybody, maybe.
Yeah, it's good. You do a really good job, Cassandra.
Oh, thank you.
Doing stuff like this and keeping up with the move, like you really need to give yourself a pat on the back.
Well, I have some really awesome, strong support systems in place. My mom is so sweet. So she is like constantly helping me at the store, and she is getting ready to go on the Bead cruise because she's attending that in just over a week. I think she leaves. But
is she going without you?
She is going without me, but she's
oh my gosh,
she works here, so she needs a vacation. And so she has been packaging like all of the March subscription beads for me like way in advance so that they're all like ready just to throw in the mail, basically.
Oh my gosh.
That's
I don't
awesome.
know if you'd get out without her this month, so I'm super lucky.
Yeah. It's important to have that kind of support system when you're a small business. I know I always hear like Abby's family jumping in and helping. And then plenty of other people have their, oh, Kristen, we haven't even come to your bead table.
Oh,
my gosh, bead table.
I just joined. That's why, because I didn't have it set up when we got started.
I swear I'm not ignoring you.
And then I knew it would pop on all the screens, so I didn't. I was waiting for like an opportunity that made sense.
Show us that pendant for Monday. I'm so in love with it.
And you know what?
So good.
I think my theory of it being a reaction with the copper is right, because see how it's blue?
Yeah.
It's like totally blue. And this one's still wet, but you can already see it is drying clear.
Ah.
So isn't that interesting?
Very. And so helpful for people to know too that that's a possibility.
Right? Because I was like, oh, I didn't put, you can color the diamond glaze. Like you can put some, I think it takes like, I forgot what you could use in it, but I think if you were to use like pigments of any kind or some watercolor might work. Mm-hmm. So you can color it if you wanted to create that kind of effect. But I think I think it reacted with either the copper or it had to be just the copper. Maybe you can seal it if you wanted to first and then do it too, like if you wanted something
down in the copper first.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So this was my little test to see if it was the roller bead, because I was like, I'm just going to glue a roller bead and see if it changes color. And I was like, nope, that's perfectly clear. Wasn't that?
We're such a good little artist.
And then I did this little test to see if it would be blue, and it did give a tiny blue tint, but not really dramatic that it was like a total yes or no.
It looks pretty blue to me.
It does to my
It
eye.
does.
Yeah, to my eye, I'm like, oh, it's kind of blue, but not like super blue. Not as blue as this. I think it's because of the white beads.
The white really makes it stand out. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think I can see it pretty predominantly in the other one too.
In the other one too.
Yeah.
So that was like my second test. And then this was my third to see how it would react with the silver. And that's definitely drying clear. So
I hope everyone appreciates how dedicated we are to making sure that they have a good beading experience by testing all this first.
It's just one of those curiosity things, right? I was just like, why did that happen?
Why did that happen?
Well, beaders are almost like scientists, don't you think? Like we're all like kind of and engineers, you know, we're always kind of like,
yeah,
how is this going to interact with this? And what's going to happen here? And what if I put these two things together? What will happen then?
Right? I always feel like when it comes to creativity, I'm just following my curiosity, and that's super fun.
It is.
I'm using beads from the specialty kit to make like a long wrap bracelet right here. I started this last week, but didn't get a chance to finish it. So, so isn't that pretty? It's got the
making would have made a good wrap bracelet. I wish I had thought of that.
Oh no.
That's true. Your style would have worked very similarly. Well, maybe you can make a complimentary wrap bracelet to go with your first bracelet.
I like how long and beautiful that is.
But it's got those tile beads and it's got the gold beads. And then these topaz beads are the only thing that I added. And we've got those they're on closeout and on sale this week. So a double discount on these gorgeous topaz rondelles.
Those are really cool.
Cindy asked, she said, I was reading on the internet that the diamond glaze is a little blue when wet. Did you notice that?
Yes, I did notice that. And I have noticed that like here, it is very light. It's a little bit light blue, and that's always kind of happened, but then it dries clear. This was the only time I've ever had it like actually dry and still have some blue. But like this has a very, very faint tint of blue in it, but it's definitely getting less as it's drying.
Carrie, thank you for reminding me. Mirix Looms created something called the Joshua bracelet, and $10 from every bracelet kit is being donated to my family. It's beautiful. It's like beautiful, fun, bright neon colors. We're both children of the 80s, so it's perfect. And but you do need to have a Mirix loom or a loom, I think, of some sort to make it. So just make sure you pay attention to the details when you purchase it. But it's super nice of them to do. Big thank you to Claudia and Elena for doing that. I really, really, really appreciate it.
That was really sweet. Now, did she say that they did that on a beading party with you? That's that pattern?
Yeah. Yeah, we did it on a beading party. They sold out of it, and then they brought back the products to make more of them. So yeah, so big thank you to them. Thanks for helping me mention that, and thanks for dropping the link, Thomas, for everybody to go check that out. That was really sweet of them to want to help out my family during this crazy time. And if you're brand new to me and you've never heard my story, you can find our story on Caring Bridge. Just look for Joshua Oehler, Oehler, and you can read about 99 update posts now.
It's really great that you do that for all of us and hopefully for you as well. Yeah. But it's, I don't always comment on it, because we talk a lot, but not every day. And I do read it like every day. So,
yeah, I mean, it's, I found out very soon after everything started that I would have to repeat myself a million times over to tell everybody that was what was happening, and the amount of questions and messages that I was constantly getting, even just the first week, was super hard and overwhelming. So it's been really nice to be able to have a space where I can just update everybody at one time. And if I start getting like a lot of messages or questions, I know what people are thinking about, and then I try to make sure I address that. And then it's good for me too. Like I really have always been a journaler. I've always had a blog, or, Instagram is like sort of my visual journal in some ways. And it's been very therapeutic for me to be able to process everything that's going on. So thank you to everybody who stops in there and reads those posts and gives us lots of likes and comments, and sends prayers and just goodwill. We really appreciate it. I see all your fun and sweet messages here too, scrolling by. So know I'm seeing those and appreciate them. Cecilia said that the copper wasn't sealed and it oxidized when it interacted with the glaze.
That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you probably, and it just might be a thing with copper, that you might have that happen with unless you seal it first. But yeah, that was the first time I tried the copper bezel. I think all the other bezels we did happen to be the pewter. So I hadn't had it happen before.
Nancy said, oh yes, trying to update everyone about a sick family member is so hard. It is. And it also, if you have one central place you're putting it in, there isn't like a game of telephone where messages end up morphing and then you have to like try to fix messages later that have gotten to somebody wrong, or it's just makes everything kind of a lot easier to manage. And we all know I love to manage things as easily.
Try and make things as easy as possible for everyone involved.
There is nothing wrong with that, and I don't know why you're laughing. I take personal offense to that.
I mean,
I'm just laughing because she's a good manager.
Is to be like, no, we're not doing 100 messages.
I have insisted that like friends and family like all send me information to one place, and like I will refuse to respond to messages in other spots or whatever, because I'm like, okay, listen, this is just making everybody's lives easier, mostly mine.
If everyone can just get on board, that would be great.
And I had myself muted because my office at home happens to also be connected to our back door to our yard, and our poor little rescue dog Walter was in need of some relief, and so he doesn't just walk outside. Sometimes he has to be cajoled for a minute or two. So that was what was happening. Like I kept looking around.
Poor thing.
Oh, he'll be fine.
Do the dogs go to the store with you sometimes?
Walter doesn't go anywhere, but
he doesn't.
Not very happily. He's a creature of habit, so we try to let him be homebody. Yeah, but also we do try to like get him out and about a little bit periodically and push him a little out of his comfort zone so that he can simultaneously, kind of grow and continue to prosper. But Waffles goes down with me sometimes. She's not very helpful though, so that's she only wants to be held, and then when somebody comes in, she refuses to be calm until she's allowed to attack them with her love. And for anyone who loves dogs, it's like a treat, but if anyone is like on the fence about that love for dogs, then it's a little bit much.
It's a little intense.
Yeah,
a little intense.
Hard. Yeah, we've had to deal with our dog with people coming in and out of the house like daily. And it can be really challenging because she is just not a well-trained dog.
Well, she's still a baby too.
She is.
56 pounds of love, and she likes to get in your face and like jump up on you. And so it's like we're constantly like maneuvering her around the house to keep her in a space. And then our neighbors have issues with dogs barking. And thankfully, they haven't complained about our dog, but I know they've complained about neighbors' dogs that bark a lot. So I'm always like trying to be cognizant of that too, of like not having her just be outside barking. But it's
I mean, that's the part.
Circus some days
I
where
mean,
it's just like
dogs are never not going to bark as long as you're like you're attentive enough that it's not excessive. I mean, neighbor is not going to
get excessive if like a nurse is here for a half hour and she's at the
but I mean, I know that I've had a neighbor, we're very dog friendly people, but I do have a neighbor that the dog barks like hours, hours.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was
like they left them outside and they were gone all day
overnight.
or something.
Exactly.
The day it blew up with the other dog was 4th of July, and they had left the dog outside all day.
That's such a hard day for dogs too.
Yeah. So the dog was just really, really uncomfortable.
The dog needs to sort beads. That's what Nancy said.
If I could train my dog to sort beads, that would be really a special talent.
I tell Waffles all the time, it's like, okay, at the very least, if you're not going to help, you need to just like let me be so that I can make the money so that you can have the kibble, right? Like,
right. It's all coming back to you, dog. Like it's all coming back.
Do you like all those toys that you destroy? Then you better back off.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I did find a few beads on Reba's bed like this week. So
what?
I think it was some pearls. It was actually these. It was from the specialty kit. It was these pearls. And when I opened up my bead mix, I spilled like half of them on the floor. And and normally like that's fine. I've never noticed any of my dogs picking them up before, but I picked up her dog bed to move it because sometimes I move it into my office from the bedroom, and all of a sudden it was like ding ding ding, and I'm like, what? Wait, what? There's beads.
So funny.
So she didn't eat them, thankfully, but I'm gonna have to be more careful about when I drop a slew of them, I guess.
Remember when Jamie Hogsett's cat like ate a needle?
Oh gosh.
It happens a lot with cats. If you guys have
cats it does happen with, I think, more often.
Threads out because they start to play with it and then they end up with the needle in their mouth or their throat. You have to be careful on that one. Dogs usually do stuff like that though. So
they totally do. It was very random. I don't know if it's because of the color, like she just happened to really see it. And it was like she was making a little treasure pile for herself.
Like a dragon hoarding her pearls.
Reba's bead blend. Yeah.
The only thing Waffles has been collecting lately is stink bugs. So
she also likes fabric. So she maybe she's got a little fashion designer in her.
Aww.
She's like obsessed with fabric.
That is so cute.
You know, we should do one of these years, Kristen, is kits based on people's like bead designers' dogs.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh my gosh, we could let them
and the waffles and like I think like Amy Yoshida has a dog.
Her dog has waffles too.
Cooper has a dog.
We could do some of the proceeds going towards like a humane society or something.
Oh, smart. I love that.
How cool.
That's a great idea. That's really cute. I guess it could be all pets. It could be cats and dogs because I know there's a lot of people that have cats too.
Sue's poodle, Maggie, would pick up dropped beads and bring them to her. And she did that for 14 years.
Oh,
That's such a great talent.
such a good talent.
Lacey says her cat is obsessed with wire and has figured out how to pull it out of her drawer.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh,
They're so mischievous.
naughty biscuit. My previous dog, Pedro, if he found scraps of wire, would like pick them up, and he wouldn't try to eat them, I realized, but he definitely wanted to like chew on them. He liked the texture.
Terry's cat identifies as a dog.
I love that.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Well, while you guys are still finishing up, I'm going to flip over to Cassandra's. I'm going to go check on my hubby real fast and I'll be right back. Okay.
Sounds good. Let's see what you're up to, Cassandra.
I'm over here just trying to make sure I don't get too wavy with my 2 strands, but definitely switching the more bare wire to the interior did the trick, because I really wanted those little pyramid stud beads to face out. So I'm super excited. And my other issue, or it's not an issue, it's just like I love your guys' colored wire so much that when I have it in front of me, I have to design something that shows it. I can't cover it up. Impossible. So
I've been trying to cover it up a little more often, just in general, because, just because you get like, oh, I just want to change my design style a little bit.
Yeah.
But it is hard. Like, it does feel weird. I'm used to leaving some exposed, especially in the back, or having like a little design like that. So
pretty, so romantic.
It's very romantic.
Thank you. Well, that's how this kit felt to me, just like soft and comforting.
That's perfect, because that was our inspiration picture, was like cozy blanket with a cup of tea, like a winter scene.
Big knit cream colored blanket.
I really kind of want that blanket.
I am sipping on my tea right now, but we have had less cool weather than normal this end of this winter. Yeah, it's been like anywhere from 50 to 70 off and on for a couple weeks now in Michigan.
Really?
Well, southern Michigan, at least. I actually did see an article where our northern parts of the state are suffering a little with where they would normally have more income from, like people coming up to do things like snow, snow related sports. So
that's hard when you've got a whole industry based around, and you're not getting any snow,
Yeah. So
we had like a second heavy rainy season, like 2 years in a row here in California, which is kind of unusual anymore. We'll probably have like 10 years of drought after this.
Oh, I know, right?
But we're all trying to just enjoy the rain as much as possible. And it's good to know there's like full snowpack and plenty of water to go around for a while.
Absolutely. Oh, you guys, now I have to decide how I'm going to end this off, because I guess I need one more section of my beads at least for the length. But I already was obsessed with these little flower disc beads, but then when I realized they were metal out of that mix, I was just like, oh, have to use those.
I know. I like those a lot.
They're really cute. I think there's a check glass bead that's kind of similar, but a little bit bigger. And I love the size. It's really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's spring forward this weekend. My favorite. I like summer hours better than winter hours.
Yes, longer daylight, right?
Yeah, I'm not an early riser, so I think most people who aren't early risers prefer summer hours, and probably most people that are early risers prefer winter hours, I would suspect. But yeah, I'm glad to get the extra hour in the evening. It makes my day so much better.
Yes, I'm definitely with you, Sarah. I am not an early riser either.
This is making me a little nervous because that means we're going to be back on the same time, right?
Oh no. Oh no.
Which is good in some ways, but then tough in others.
Oh no.
Because I don't get that extra hour before on Wednesdays before your video, that I have right now.
Kristen has to recalibrate because Arizona does not change its time zone.
I'm constantly.
I wish California would just adopt not changing it too.
It should be a national thing. I'm so irritated by the time change.
Long. Like, let's just adopt not changing it.
Exactly.
And then you wouldn't have that problem, Kristen. At least not with California.
Let's say I would get on a schedule and it would just stay instead of it being
bumping around.
But it will be better for picking up my kid at school because on Mondays I'm usually trying to rush out. So it's like that'll be better there. Trying to get Joyce's email out on Fridays will be tougher because it'll be less. I have less time. So yeah, this is funny. I'll just have to recalibrate my schedule a little.
It's almost like as a state that doesn't participate, it doesn't matter that you don't participate because you're punished by all of us.
Everyone else is doing it. Yeah,
truly.
So I'm like being forced.
Yeah,
exactly.
No, truly, Cassandra. I lived in Arizona for years, and you still have to a time change.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
Because everybody else is changing, so you still have to think about it. Although I might not have any problems with the stream time being wacky anymore, so that's good. So there's just like so many weird things.
That wrap bracelet looks so good.
It's
Thanks. Look at it. It's clear. That's blue.
Ta-da.
I'm so glad I made you come bead today.
I know. Me too, because this was one of those UFOs, unfinished projects on my desk, and I probably wouldn't have gotten a chance to finish it.
Awesome. It looks
knew you
really
needed
good.
some bead time, Kristen.
I did. Thank you. Sarah knew I needed it. She was like, SOS, get in there.
Oh my gosh. I was so panicked because I couldn't get here quick enough. I didn't know if I could get here quick enough. And I hated the idea of Cassandra just sitting here waiting for me. But
I've told you before, Thomas could have just let me loose live by myself and I would have just had a ball, right?
Oh my gosh, that would have been something else. Everyone would be like, what happened to Sarah?
Oh, look at all these green beads and those really pretty turquoise leaves. Oh my gosh.
So
some good stuff here.
And a nice brown strand too. I think that's a beautiful strand.
Oh, there's a gemstone one too.
That's a green turquoise, I think, is what I saw.
What it looks like.
Yeah.
Very cool. Oh, I love these.
I know. Those are such great colors.
Like watermelon. Oh my gosh, there's so many good things in here.
Are those ceramics, Sarah, with the flowers on them?
They are.
They're so cute.
Aren't they so cute?
Look at that nice big hole too.
Right? Exactly.
You can put it together, or look at these little stars.
Oh, and they're like Millefiori.
Yeah.
Which is so perfect for the holiday. Ah.
I know. There's a lot of good stuff. So make sure. Oh, that one's fun. Make sure you go check it out on the website and take advantage of that really great deal that we're offering. I don't remember what it is, but I'm sure Kristen will flash.
Oh, let me
off.
Hold on. Let me get on that.
It is
20% off of everything in our holidays category. So you can either click on the banner that's on our homepage and it'll take you right to the section, or you can go to shop and then go down to holidays and you'll see everything in there is on sale. And I also have our joyful beading calendar up here.
Oh, look at that.
Yay.
What's today? Today is
March 6th.
Design using check glass beads. Well, isn't that just perfect?
That's what I did. That's every day for me.
I know.
Same.
So this is happening in our Facebook group, the Softlex VIB Studio. It's just a fun month of prompts for the National Craft Month. And if you participate, just use the hashtag Joyful Beading when you post your pictures, and you'll be entered to win a $25 store credit. We're picking 4 winners on April 1st.
How cool.
I love this. Sarah's pile of beads are magically delicious. Kristen's going to use that in her email tomorrow.
Exactly. Words came right out of my mouth. I was like, that's going to be tomorrow's subject line.
Sheila is my marketing guru / bead packer / mom. So that's who that was.
That was perfect, Sheila. Thank you.
Sheila, you are brilliant. Okay, so let's do the giveaway, Kristen. You're in charge of that.
Yeah. I forgot I was in charge of that.
And I don't know if we said this since we went live, but whoever wins the giveaway, I'm going to send them some things from this set that I'm working with out of Maya Beads too, because they need all of the beads.
Yes, you get not only a full specialty design kit, but you will get a little bead stash from Cassandra. So we're going to give you just 2 minutes to get in your entry. If you haven't already, it'll only count you once. You comment hashtag specialty to enter to win. And then we will be picking a winner here shortly. You must be present to win. So when we pick a winner, make sure you type into the comments that you're here, and then you're going to email info@softlexcompany.com and let them know that you want a specialty design kit, and make sure you include your shipping address. And then I will forward that over to Cassandra so that she can get your items shipped out from her as well. I see it going up. We've got 3 more people. So just 1 more minute to get that in. Cassandra, thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. And I just realized I was creating extra work for you by offering to send things. So thank you for including me.
No, forwarding an email is easy. And it's exciting that they get a little extra something today in addition to a full-sized kit. So it's a big giveaway today.
It is a big giveaway today. You're getting a lot of beads. That's awesome.
But it's also our way of saying thank you to all of you for spending this time with us. Another way you can help us out is by clicking like or a thumbs up on this video, depending on where you're watching. Please also think about sharing it maybe to a favorite crafty group or a favorite person who also likes to bead, so that they can take a look at it as well. But those little likes and thumbs up mean a lot to us as a small business. It really helps the search engines to be able to capture our video and see that it was something special, so they can share it far and wide. So thank you for those. All right. Are you ready?
Right. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see.
I feel like we should do with the spinner.
Drum roll, please.
Cindy Gilmer.
Congratulations, Cindy.
All right, check in the comments, Cindy. And Damien, I think, is in the background, if I saw correctly. And he'll be looking for you to make sure that you're here. And then he'll send your name into the office too, so that Terry can match it up with your email.
Oh, thanks, Damien. I know Thomas had to step away, so that was nice. I didn't realize you were here. I didn't scroll down. There's so many cameras.
Oh, there's Cindy. There she is.
Oh, there she is. Yay. Congratulations, Cindy. So go ahead and email info@softlexcompany.com and let them know that you are a winner of the specialty design kit. Add your shipping address in that email, and then we will get our part shipped out to you, and I'll forward it over to Cassandra, who has a million things to do, but she'll get your part shipped out when she can.
So I can make time to ship a box of beads always.
Right? That's so fun. Well, thank you, everybody, for watching with us today. Thank you, Cassandra and Kristen, for being here. Kristen, thank you for getting ready in about 3 minutes flat.
It was.
It was like 30 seconds, Sarah. I have never seen such a thing. I was like, do you have a
I was like, I popped on and I probably looked like a and I was like, I will be right back. 3 minutes later, she was like, oh my gosh.
Fabulous.
It was mostly like your comment of like, I'm gonna go put on a change of clothes and makeup. Specifically, you said those things, and then you were like gone for 30 seconds and you were back. Like boom.
Like Wonder Woman.
Yes, like Wonder Woman.
I got inside of one of those telephone booths and just spun around and came back out.
And before we leave, I have to show you guys. This is just so funny. I just posted. I've got this whole set
let me bring
of
it to you. Is it green beads? Look at that.
Oh, hooray.
I just posted these yesterday and they look awful in the plastic, but I've got stuff.
Well, take them out. We want to see them. They're so pretty.
I'm like, gotta shift all my stuff across the desk. Holy cow. I think the way you guys were feeling, I've got so many fun green things that I was realizing that if I didn't share them soon, that I would miss out on the holiday and being able to like coordinate them. So this whole set is like a bundle that I'm doing, but I think there's so much fun for St. Patrick's Day or for the
love those little shamrocks in there.
Yeah, the spring in general. So
very nice.
Yes. Couple of buttons in there. So
that's an adorable button. That would be great on a wrap bracelet like I just made.
I did 2 of them in case people needed them for earrings because they're a cute little guy. But yeah, they're one of my favorite things to use as a closure too, for sure.
I just made a pair of earrings with like the little button connected to the ear wire and then did a dangle on the other side. And that
maybe that's what inspired me to use 2 of them.
Yeah, super cute.
Subconscious. So yes, I think you guys should all go out and buy piles of green beads from our friends at Softflex and coordinate them with this little bundle.
Definitely.
Yeah, it looks great. Thank you for taking time out to be here with us during this busy time for you. We really appreciate it.
Wow. I honestly very much appreciate the push to be here because it would have been hard for me to convince myself to just do something on my own tonight. But having the added bonus of knowing I would see at least one, but then it ended up being both of you lovely ladies was perfect incentive. So thank you so much for hosting us. You guys are always so generous. But and everyone out there too, thank you for being.
Thanks for hanging with us for a little extra long show today, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I looked at the time. I was like, oh.
Yes, it was super extra.
That's what happens when you've got 3 of us together.
Yeah, ladies, for sure. One more time, what is your website?
Our bead store name, which is beadstoliveby.com, all spelled out, no number 2 or anything like that. And that's our social media handle and our YouTube and all that too.
That's awesome. So you can go there to find many of the beads that I used today, that great green bundle that she showed at the end, the seed beads, and then lots of other things too. And you can get on board with her subscription and just have like a little package show up every month that can give you a little bit of inspiration in a beautiful color selection. So make sure you check out beadstoliveby.com. And then, of course, stop by softluxcompany.com all the time because we're always adding new things. And we now have 3 tutorials a week, which is crazy.
Oh, it's so lovely.
Wednesday and Friday. So you're getting tons of free inspiration. Make sure to follow us on YouTube and on Facebook to continue to get that inspiration, and then regularly stop by the website because we always have new sales and new products going up weekly. So there's always kind of something new, new blogs all the time as well. There's always something new on the homepage if you're scrolling down all the way. So make sure you're stopping by and seeing what we got going on.
Yeah, you guys keep it happen. So thanks for all that.
Love to everybody. Have a great Wednesday. Join us again on Friday morning with Joyce's Spill the Beads at 9:30 a.m., 12:30 p.m. Eastern.